Hey everybody, welcome back to another amazing show. This is the Real Estate Uncensored Marketing Roundtable. We have got incredible hosts here with me. I have Mr. Nick Sakis. I have Mr. Jake Wolf. Guys, this is going to be an incredible show. We're going to talk about how to use vendors when it comes to getting more business. But before we get into that, here's our intro. What up, boys and girls? How are you? This is going to be an amazing show. Nick and Jake, we do not have Gene today. Gene is taking a me day. He has a facial and a mani-pedi.
Mani-pedi, yeah.
You know how he loves that. And he's going to get his head extra bald. As always, Matt has boycotted us, and he's not going to be around us. Shame on you, but we still love you, my friend. But first up, Nick Sakis, how are you, brother?
I'm doing fantastic, my friend. It is football season. I'm super pumped. First episode of Hard Knocks on HBO. I absolutely love that show. Dallas Cowboys this year, even though I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan per se. Interested to see Dak Prescott's and everybody's return. So I'm super pumped, man. Ready for football.
Nice, dude. Nice. Jake, you are a new resident of Florida. You are within spitting distance of Nick, but yet neither one of you had decided to get in your car and go meet each other. Burger and a beer or something like that. You guys, that's a shame, man. Just
I offered to give him a motorcycle ride the other day.
He wanted me to get on his Harley on the back. Hold on for dear life. I don't know how I feel about that. I've got my box cutter since he's made that request. I've got my box cutter close to me now, so I can stay apprised of the wolf.
You know what? I know how you feel. I carry this thing everywhere I go.
Yeah. Mine's not as cool as that. I got a bullshit Makita from Lowe's, but anyway.
You guys are nuts. I'm feeling good today, Greg. Thanks for asking.
Well, I couldn't. Nick was over talking me, but I wanted to say, Mr. Jake Wolf, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling very generous, and I'm going to give away $50,000 today on this show. $50,000 on this show. I'm going to give to 20 real estate agents something very special at the end of the show. So if you're here, you better stick around the round table to go ahead and find out what I'm getting ready to go ahead and do to support you and your families. Feeling good.
Marketing. You see that marketing, ladies and gentlemen? You see that? Marketing man. Love it. Love it.
I just feel bad for everybody else because I've already booked 49 of the appointments. So, I mean, I guess there's only one more spot left. Right,
20 spots on this show, and you're going to have to stick around to the end.
We have Mr. Chad Caseman, Mr. Chris Manka watching us, and a couple of other folks out there. Guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate your support. Let's jump into this, guys. I put a question out to Gene, Nick, and Jake earlier today going, guys, what do we want to talk about in today's show? Like, what's pertinent in the marketing area? And I got a response. And gentlemen, tell me what the response is when it comes to vendors, because I think that's something that's incredibly pertinent. So let's roll.
Who's taking it?
I'll jump in.
Okay, Jake's taking it.
I'll rip it. So vendors, other people that have customers. This is what we consider alliance marketing, ladies and gentlemen. It's you aligning yourself with somebody else, figuring out a way to go ahead and possibly share in the stream of different vendorships, right? The business that they perform and how it can go ahead and benefit you. So Nick went ahead and brought it up, and he was talking about utilizing vendors. We have a lot of agents over here that are working with possibly different solar companies, landscaping, home inspection. Find ways to go ahead and kind of jump in and align yourself with those other people so that you can be referable when all of a sudden somebody needs something in real estate. So that's the topic of today, and we're going to get into the weeds on it.
Yeah, we are. We're 100%. Nick, walk me down the path a little bit with like what Jake was just saying when it comes to working with vendors. How can you leverage that?
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity because at the end of the day, we are a relationship business, right? Realtors are relationship people. And we talk about like content marketing, what you should be saying to your people and how do you stay in front of them? How do you stay in communication? The actual sale of a house is like 1% of the relationship that you should have with your clients, right? The other 99%, think about when you move. Yes, you need that person when at that point, at that time, whether it's 60 or 90 days, however long it takes to close a deal, 45 days or whatever. After that, how do you stay relevant to them for the next 2, 3, 5, 10 years before they need to buy another house? It's you are the person that they think of when it comes to anything real estate related, from the landscaping to the plumber, to the pool guy, to the roofer, so your vendor list. We talk about databases, how your database is your business. It's very important for you to have a database, communicate with these people regularly. It's the same importance to have that vendor list because by staying top of mind, by having that communication, it puts you in the forefront because what you ultimately want, what we do with marketing, is to have that aha moment where other people are referring you, right? So we don't need to talk about real estate 24/7, but we want when somebody goes to a party at somebody else's house and they hear somebody talking about real estate that they go, Nick's my guy, Greg's my guy, Jake's my guy, right? And the reason, the way that you do that is to have that solid relationship so that they know, and this is a hard concept because you can make phone calls to your database, you can do videos about it. It's not going to bring you business immediately. It's like that second tier business, but it's part of that goodwill, good juju in the marketplace. And it's such an easy phone call. And like for me, the reason I brought this up is because right now, currently, I am like most Americans, right? You own a house and you have two options. Either you fix up the place that you're at or you try to sell and you move out of town. Because if you're living in a neighborhood and you want to move to the same neighborhood, you're probably priced out of the neighborhood. So you end up fixing up your home. So I'm in that scenario. I want to stay in the same school district. So we're staying put. But the houses that we were looking at are $200,000 more than what they were, a year or so ago. So we're currently fixing up our house. My realtor sucks. I'm my own realtor, right? I didn't have the vendor list ready for myself like I do with my other clients. Like obviously that's a joke, but that's what I'm thinking about right now. How do I get a pool guy to come, a paver guy, a landscaping guy, junk removal, screen repair? Like I'm going through my VIP list of people and tapping into my own resources. And it just brought to mind, like, how many real estate agents out there know people that are currently remodeling that can stalk them on Facebook and see that they're looking for somebody. You need to be that point person for everybody that you know, to have the sprinkler guy, to have the HVAC, to have all these contacts, because that just brings relationship. It brings communication. It helps you get on the phone with somebody easier. Hey, I saw on Facebook that you were looking for a screen repair guy. This is my guy. He's really good. How are you doing? Like, that's such an easy phone call to make.
Nick, that is so
it's easy.
So relevant. It provides opportunity for talking points, does it not? Especially on some of the small services that people need more frequently.
Yeah,
absolutely.
An opportunity to talk to people, right?
So let's talk about this really quickly. If you're a new agent, where do you get a vendor list? Okay, so I'm Joe Agent out of ABC, anywhere in the USA. Where would I get a vendor list? How do I even acquire this? How do I quantify them? How do I qualify them? Should I just believe anything? Should I open the yellow pages if that's even a thing anymore? Go to Google. I should go to my Chamber of Commerce. Should I talk to my fellow agents in the area and at least see if they will give me a list? Do I talk to my brokerage? They probably have a list. Are you sure these people are even still in business? Guys, there's a lot of false flags out there right now in regards to kind of where people can start. So, gentlemen, take the stage.
If you can be a consumer yourself of these services, of these vendors, and then establish the relationship with them, and then let them know what you do professionally and see how you can align yourself with them, become referable in both ways, right? Back and forth. So that's step one. Step two, think about all of the different services that one of your customers needs when they just purchased and moved into a home, right? So time to get to work, and you want to establish that relationship. So it's not just finding a company to put on a list. You need to go out, get to work, get over there, knock on the doors. Don't just say hi to the salesman. See if you can go ahead and talk to the actual owner. A lot of these vendors are small businesses in your local area, right? Say hi to these people. See if you can go ahead and actually take them to lunch. Sit down, have a beer, say hello, find out how business is doing. It gives you an opportunity as well to go ahead and say, hey, look, I'm going to be spending some money on marketing. I would like to include your company as part of our VIP vendor list in the local area. What kind of cool things do you guys have going on? What should we be thinking about as it pertains to landscaping here in my region? Should I install these solar panels on my home? What's good about that? You know what I mean? You're able to go ahead and start picking up a whole bunch of really badass information that becomes educational, consumable content that you can produce, get in front of, get out to the folks, because we're always talking about content. Your brand carries forward with it.
Right.
So this is a huge opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, and you need to be thinking about it. And I would even go deep. Don't just settle on one home inspector. Find more, right? More relationships that you have, the better. These professional relationships are awesome and leverageable in a positive way all the time.
Yeah, that's really true. Here's the funny thing about this conversation. I was about a year ago, I was producing a lot of videos for YouTube, and I had a team editing them prior to working with Jake and Clever, spelled with a K. I got a call from a guy. He's coming out of Mexico. He's a co-founder of a company that actually is really pretty interesting. The company is. Anyways, I won't get into that. But he found me from doing YouTube videos. So he watched my videos. He wants to talk about buying and selling some real estate. But it's like Jake was saying, it's all about the content. So when it comes to creating content, how could you start? And I have my opinion on this. Nick, I want you to take this and kind of give me your thoughts on this. I feel that going to the Chamber of Commerce, getting a list of the different businesses in your area, right? Because we're working with our different vendors, right? Choose whoever you want to work with, and then go out there and do a video a day with a different business and get involved with their income and how we can bring value to them. How to market that, and then bring that back to Jake, because there's obviously some good points of views here. So, Nick, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So when it comes to like creating video, and we've talked about this several times, it's the concept of this is called audience hacking, is what we call it, right? So if you really wanted to be strategic about it, when you're building your vendor list, obviously you want to get some credible sources. So talk to your broker, go to the Chamber of Commerce, find a list of people, or just start searching in Google and see what comes up under the map pack, right? Chances are the results that are coming up in the top 3 map pack in Google when you're searching for a service are pretty credible. Look for if they're verified, and most of the time those people are going to answer their phone and have a legitimate business. So that would be tier 3. Tier 1 is scrub.
So back that up. What is a map pack?
Map pack. Like, so when you search on Google and the map shows up, you notice this whether you're on desktop or you're on mobile, more so when you're on mobile. But when you search for something, the map comes up and it shows the closest 3 businesses to you. That's called the map pack in marketing terms, right? So those top tier businesses, they might not necessarily be the closest to you. They might not necessarily be the best people in the market, but they're the best at ranking in Google for your specific location. Typically, the Google local services, what people are paying for now, is part of that. But typically, those people are paying for the clicks, or they're really high in searchability. Their Google My Business profile is on point. They're posting on there all the time. That's a whole nother show we could talk about, GMB hacking. But most of the time, those people will answer their phone because Google's promoting them. They know they've been verified. They've been in business for a while. So that's a good place to start, right? Just as cheesy as that sounds, just Google it. But I would talk to your broker, but create sections of your list, right? So if you want to be really intentional about this, there's 2 tiers to this. You can create a basic list just to get going right up. Like right now, if you don't have a vendor list, if you would be afraid for a customer to call you right now and say, hey, Nick, do you have a sprinkler guy? You need a vendor. You need to put something together. So just put something together really quickly, right? Call your friends, put together your own list, make something, Make it a call to action on all your videos. Like Jake just said, stick around to the end and I'm going to give you a free something. Like your vendor list could be your call to action on all your videos. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Tier 2 would be, if you want to be really intentional about it and do audience hacking, would be you take the cream of the crop of this vendor list and you go to their social profiles and you see who has the best social profiles, who has the biggest audience. So if you have 3 handyman and one of the 3 handyman have 10,000 followers because they post all the time, you want to do a video with that handyman because you're going to offer that for free. You're going to interview him, ask what he does, maybe meet him at a job site or whatever. You have that content you post on your page, but then now you're putting your face on his page too, because everybody loves to shine. So when you make that combo video, you're getting in front of his audience and he's getting in front of your audience. That's called audience hacking. And now your message, and part of a retargeting ad strategy would be anybody who watched the video on his stuff, you could then retarget. It's a whole ecosystem. It's a whole crawling thing. But step 1 would be just create a list of something. Step 2 would be find a list of really good people with really big audiences that you can put yourself in front of as the realtor of choice.
So what you guys are not seeing, not seeing right now, as Nick was talking, I did a quick search for. I just picked plumbers. I don't know why I picked plumbers, but I did. And I did a quick
screen anymore.
Huh?
Are you trying to share your screen? Because I don't see your screen share.
Oh.
There you go.
Always. Here it is. So I picked plumbers, right?
Yeah.
And so Nick, I have plumbers coming out of my ears all of a sudden. I got a lot of top reviews, right? 4.9, 4.8, 4.8, 4.8, 4.9, 4.8, 5.0. Now, what would you do with this content? So let's go to discount plumbing route.
Well, you see the top 2 are ads, right? So those people are paying for placement.
Yeah, lost it. Okay, so we don't want to do the ad. So that's an ad right there.
No, I mean, that's not necessary. It's not bad. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So Mr. Reader has a 4.8. So I click on his information or her information, go down to the contact information here, right? And then I just reach out to him and I say, hey, this is kind of what I'm thinking about doing. How can I promote you? You look at their ratings, look at their reviews, and you're off to the races. Is this kind of what you're saying?
Yes, but be tactful about this because here's what's going on right now. Service businesses are absolutely swamped with business. For the most part, you talk to somebody, they don't want any more business. They're trying to find help to fulfill the business that they have. And the last thing they want to do is get a phone call from a realtor that sounds like they want you to spend marketing dollars with them because you're going to put them on a list. Right? So if you call them and you're like, hey, I'm creating this vendor list. I want you to be a part of it. Like the first thing I'm thinking of when I'm hearing that noise is this asshole's trying to get money from me to be on some sort of list. I'm not interested. I have enough business. So try to frame that. Like, don't come out of the gate saying, I want to put you on this list because it's like, hey, I'm personally looking for, some help and some good vendors. I am putting together a list. I'm not like right up front. I'm not looking for any money. I'm just looking to create value for my people. And ask them, how far out are you booked out on a job? If I referred you somebody tomorrow, like those are the kind of questions you need to find out. Do you have the ability to fulfill a job next week or in the next coming day? Because we need help. I have an ecosystem of 2,000 people in my database that could use a service like you. I just need somebody reliable. Just be human, right? Don't come off like you're doing a sales pitch.
Jake, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's all about the relationship, right? You have to go in there establishing the relationship with the person that controls the interest of that business, find out more information, become relevant to them, and then you obviously are finding out if they're relevant. Find out what they offer, go through the whole gamut, and then let the relationship develop. But that vendor list is going to be very powerful for you, ladies and gentlemen. It will. It will consistently work on your behalf, and it gives you opportunity to go ahead and promote yourself, carry your brand forward.
Okay, I just had an idea here. I know probably Nick and Jake already thought about this, but every single business, let's say Bob's Plumbers or Steve's Roofing or fill in the blank, right? Every single business they have, why don't we drop a geofence on their location giving a promotion that's already been agreed upon with the owner of that business to anyone who walks into their establishment with your blessing behind it. Because that's going to supersede over Groupon, because Groupon's going to take, they're going to bill you for the upfront, right? That's building a vendor relationship. Then they're going to take up to 50% of the proceeds on the back end. So what if you can come in and say, Mr. Steve over the bike shop, you know what? I would love to offer your 25% off on your bike repair for summertime. And I would like to push it out to everyone I know. Great. They say yes, get everything in writing, drop a geofence on the business. Now, everybody who comes back to your landing page is now, we trap them, then we can retarget them, but then we also give value to them and we give value to the vendor all at the same time. So you're building your database as a new agent. You're being able to help a local business, give value to them, and the consumer is getting the value add out of it. Gentlemen, am I out of my mind, or is this? Am I somewhere?
You totally lost me, Greg.
No, you didn't.
You totally lost me.
Jake is so full of shit, gentlemen and ladies. He is smiling his ass off right now. So is Nick. He's grabbing his hat like hee joke. But I mean,
that's a great idea.
I mean, I know it's a little advanced, but Nick's licking his lips like he's just like.
Well, so here's you think about that, and that's a great idea. As long as you're willing to spend that money on ads, if you already have an ad budget, right? That would be my first caution. So the reason why companies use Groupon is because they don't have to pay. I don't know if there's an association fee or a monthly fee. It's very minimal, but they're not paying $2,000 for a campaign. They pay when somebody comes and swipes their credit card. So to the business owner, even though they're getting raped per transaction for that business, they're not necessarily paying up front like they would. So you're pitching them a marketing campaign. So if you're going to a cold business that doesn't have any marketing money and you're trying to say, be a part of my marketing campaign, just know that's what we do, right? It's way easier to move marketing dollars than it is to create marketing dollars. So just know when you're having conversations with business owners, I mean, again, that goes back to being human. If your goal is to collect dollars so that you can do more marketing for you, and as an offshoot, maybe that vendor will receive a couple nibbles. The vendor's going to know that. So if you're coming to the relationship as, if you're already doing this marketing with Jake and Clever and geofencing, and you want to add them to the mix, and cool, you already have that money going, awesome. That's a great value add. But I've seen this a lot, and there's other companies that promote this where it's like, hey, zero out your marketing and have these vendors pay you, and all that stuff is really, really hairy. You got to have ironclad agreements, and that's another full-time gig in itself to figure out all that stuff. So the point of this show is more ground zero marketing, what you can do just relationship based, not necessarily pitching anything to anybody, but just being the valuable resource so that you have people in your pocket that can help your people. That's all it's about, right?
Here's a perfect example. Mr. Chris Manka, we recently went ahead and put together a flyer for him and his business that he's promoting to his whole community through their community Facebook page. So he's talking about all of the things that he can do, but each one of his people on his vendors list already went ahead and offered something of value if they end up coming through Chris in a transaction, right? So home inspection, landscaping, local people to assist with moving, solar companies, all of this stuff. He listed all of these different people and then the offer and benefits that if they do use him as a real estate transaction that's available. So he's already created those relationships, and it's a symbiotic relationship. He got in there, got in the game, and it works really well. Chris Manka is doing fantastic with it.
Let me ask you a question, gentlemen. When it comes to marketing, would it be prudent or would it not be prudent to create a level series of value adds? So if you buy with me, you get this. If you buy and sell with me, you get this. If you sell with me, you get this. If you refer
compelling offers. This is so. Look, we're doing this with Clever Leads. All right, same thing. Our company went ahead and aligned itself with a national moving company so that my Clever agents can go ahead and offer moves, local and long distance, all the way across the country at potentially no additional cost to your consumer. So if you become a Clever agent now, you have a unique advantage over all of your competitors. this is alliance marketing, right? We're benefiting in both ways, but it comes down to that compelling offer. So through that vendor relationship that we have established at Clever Leads, now you have a huge compelling offer in the thousands of dollars that you can go ahead and put out to the marketplace. Same thing. Each one of these vendors in the local area are going to naturally have some type of benefit that you can go ahead and use and carry along with. The relationship that you create with them will open up the doors. And just like Nick went ahead and said, when the time or the opportunity presents itself where you might be sharing some marketing dollars, then you guys can do a co-branded actual paid advertisement marketing push once the relationship is strong and it makes sense. I mean, even down to the postcard level, guys, postcards still work. Okay. It's still a delivery tool of communication to the people. So even if you and your vendor from the local area wanted to put together a nice postcard and bust it out to your farm of 1,000 homes with a compelling offer, gives you an opportunity. Now it's alliance marketing, ladies and gentlemen. There's benefit all the way around. So just be open-minded about it and let your relationships establish and create more opportunity for you in your business and the other people that become customers / family for the rest of your life. Right. So these are all things too that you can actually go ahead and give back to your existing customers or past customers. Right. So if you're constantly bringing them stuff of value, you're staying top of mind. They still think you're a relevant person. You're still in the industry. You're still kicking ass. You're still sharing. So these are all of the things, and it just opens up a whole new world. And Nick and I can talk for days on content creation based upon these relationships. It's huge. It's huge. Get creative.
You can just go to every one of these vendors' websites, pick up one piece of information off of their website, highlight them, do a puff piece, do an interview with the owner, or just stand out in front of their property. Not the actual house, but like in front of like Steve's Steakhouse, right? And not even have to go onto the premises and talk about how they have the best steak rated at X, Y, and Z ratings with X, Y, and Z amount of people who have raved about it. Here are a couple of testimonials about what their experiences have been. You know, guys, go take a look at it. You know, with Nick Sakis's 25% off. You can get free fries when you get a steak. I mean, it's that simple. And the content is everywhere. You have to be creative in how you go about it, but it is literally laying around you everywhere. I've told the story 1,000 times, but there's a gentleman who I've known forever, and he is a farmer. Now that we're in California, we can actually say this. He grows wheat, okay? And you know what? He told me one day, probably about 15 years ago, we're having a beer together. He's like, Greg, you have to understand that there's money flying over your head at every second of the day. All you have to do is learn how to reach up and grab a couple of $100 bills. That's exactly what Jake and Nick are talking about. Gentlemen, am I accurate in that statement?
Yes. So there's some people right now that are promoting YouTube type videos and stuff like that will say shooting these kind of videos is horseshit. Okay. And they're just talking YouTube, but I'm serious, ladies and gentlemen, when you actually produce content that's educational, consumable, right? And you're actually aligning yourself with some different people, and then you're getting it out to the folks, they're going to appreciate it. Everybody is. All right. Some people might not consume it, but we can't be concerned about the 2 or 3 people that scoff or look at this in a weird way. We got to be thinking about, what are you sharing of value, right? To stay top of mind. Think of Bob Vila back in the day. If you don't know who Bob Vila is, you might just be part of a younger generation right now, since he's probably retired. But Google Bob Vila for a second. It was awesome. He had a great voice. He was a general contractor. He would come on for 30 minutes. People would be like, oh, what's Bob Vila talking about today? And it's about the proper gutters for your house or home tips. And they were going in and redoing different homes. It was cool to watch and things to think about. So as we talk about this subject and you start coming into, man, I'm going to be working with a general contractor today. All of these trades have tricks and tips that we as homeowners should be thinking about. So maybe that's a perfect opportunity to go ahead and shoot something that's, if you're thinking about upgrading your toilets in your house, these are the types of toilets that we put in, or this is what we do inside of home. And there's there's so much opportunity to go ahead and shoot content and
So
be relevant. So
here's a fun thing about Bob Vila. I just Googled him really quickly, and I have seen him. I know exactly who this guy is. Guys, from shooting these videos, his net worth is $25 million. So it wouldn't behoove you to get the fuck out there and start to shoot some fucking videos. I mean,
we yell at people every week about shooting videos, but can I say something here too?
No.
If you have a strong email list, make it part of your email newsletter. Vendor of the week, tip of the week. Like it does. Yes, we want you to shoot video. You should be shooting more video. Blah 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 blah. But you can use this in, like Jake said, postcard form, in email form to your newsletter, or as part of your newsletter. You just got to be the guy. There's so many different aspects of home ownership that the real estate agent can be at the forefront of. It's incredible. Like there's not many things like it. If you're a car salesman, like you could interview mechanics, you could talk about aftermarket performance stuff for cars and stuff like that. But like, there's so many different aspects of housing that you can touch on for content. I don't know. I can't think of another example off the top of my head that would be even close to as much reach as you could have as an agent. And you don't have, it's not you being an expert. Hopefully you all own homes, and maybe you just went to Home Depot to replace a toilet and you're a consumer. Maybe you did try to just reach use your own personal life and document what's going on with you. Are you looking for somebody to rescreen your pool enclosure? Well, maybe you need a VIP rescreening person on your list, right? Add that. It's just part of your life. It's part of what you're doing. So, I'm big on documenting. If you're trying to create content all the time, it's overwhelming. But if you're documenting, it's very easy.
Ooh, that's the first of the entire show right there. Say that again, Nick.
If you're trying to create content all the time, it's going to be overwhelming. What you need to do is document what you're currently doing.
Oh, that's awesome. That is something. Guys and gals, write that down. That is amazing. Jake's about ready to elevate. He's like, let me in, coach. I want to talk about this.
Yeah. Nick touched on a couple different things, and look at how this all kind of transpires. Okay. So we started the show with me talking about $50,000 I'm giving away at the end of the show. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. But no, we started talking about the vendor list, and then the relationships, and then how to put it into circulation, and different ideas and things to go ahead and actually do that as far as video consumable content, right? Nick actually just started talking about a couple different things, right? It's about what are the people watching and email list. Okay. So let's kind of transform right into this. Right? There is power in your email list, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So if people are opting in, so what kind of information can you do to put together an email list building strategy? All right. Talking about new tips, tricks, things going on in the local area. If you start producing this kind of content with other businesses, now you can continue to do that process, build your email list, and continue to push content to people that opt in on it. Create good landing pages, talk about what you do, kind of make it a show. But I'm going to go ahead and drop something here. I'm going to drop a little inside ninja tip, okay? All over the internet, you've got people in this real estate industry talking about the videos you should shoot and put on YouTube. Most all of them are buyer side videos, relocation videos. What's it like to live in my area? Nobody that I've seen has tapped into what in the hell would a seller be looking for as far as a video. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a hack right now. Think about it. A lot of times sellers, homeowners are looking for DIY projects. All right. Maybe it's some things like how to list my home for top dollar, or 5 things I need to do to my home to get it ready to list for whatever. But if you start getting into DIY projects and putting it out there, now all of a sudden you're carrying your brand forward with small DIY things you can do for your home. Man, it is powerful. We've already started beta testing some of it, and it is extreme. And it's cool. I mean, think about it. how to wash your mower deck after you get done washing, changing out different things at Lowe's, at Home Depot, different things you can do to your house, the types of paint, different. Oh, there's so much opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're wanting to go ahead and actually produce some stuff that is consumable, small DIY type projects that will benefit the homeowner are great, especially carrying the brand out to the marketplace.
I'm gonna actually, Jake, I'm gonna jump on that one real quickly. And here's the reason why. So Jackie and I in the house here in San Francisco, we had these fucking raccoons that tore up the lawn. We tried everything, and we went even down to the stupid stuff of putting bubble gum in the backyard so they would get in their stomach and they wouldn't be able to digest it and go off and die.
Didn't work. Now you're on a list, raccoon killer list.
Well, I didn't kill them. We tried it. They left the gum there.
You were trying to freshen their breath.
Yeah.
That's why they were coming back, Greg, because you gave them the big league chew bubble gum.
I love big league chew, by the way. But here's the thing. So one of the things that we finally found that worked was putting like hot peppers and cayenne on the grass when we were gone. But then the best thing is that we finally found a sprinkler that was automated that, we'd put in a certain part of the yard, and when there was motion, it would activate it. And by the way, this fucking thing squirts me every morning when I turn it off, and every night when I turn it on. It thing sucks. But there's no raccoons in the backyard for the last like 2 weeks, and I would love to share that. That's a funny story, right? Like, hey guys, and it sprays me. Hey, this is what I'm doing, and these are my results. But that's a DIY thing, along with sprinkling the paprika and the hot peppers and everything else around the yard. I mean, Jake and Nick, I mean, that's something that you guys would suggest. That would be a good DIY, or am I nuts?
Yeah, Greg. So we have started a movement over here as it pertains to data-driven content that people are searching for. So since most people don't understand how to properly understand what folks are searching for, our mad scientists over here have gone down the rabbit hole to go ahead and identify a lot of these data-driven components of you should be shooting this type of content because people are trying to consume it. Homeowners, right? We don't know if somebody's going to move in the next 8 months or 8 years, but damn it, when somebody has a steak dinner with their missus or mister tonight and says, honey, we should probably think about listing our house, I want them to think about our agents, period. Mm-hmm. So while they're a homeowner, if you are gaining influence and attention over them and giving them opportunities of tips, tricks that benefit their lives, local events, things, and all of that kind of stuff on a consistent basis, now you become the power broker in the local area. And it's about creating the right content and putting it into the right place and circulating it properly. And then once you actually go ahead and like something, let's say you spend a good amount of time professionally shooting something that's 5 to 10 minutes. Now you can go ahead and boost it with some paid advertisement to get it out to more eyeballs, to gain more influence. All right. There is a whole spider web of events that needs to happen. And it's all about, and it's going to come back to that consistent content, getting it out to the folks the proper way, making sure that it stays omni-channel, utilizing all of these different things that are available for yourself. But that's my positive tip of the day, ladies and gentlemen. If you're doing a DIY project yourself, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner that's watching me right now, you're doing it in your best way, and I know you all have tips and tricks on it.
And you know what? You guys don't have to be perfect when you do this, by the way. Do not try to be the news anchor. Just be yourself. Be clumsy as fuck. And just go out there and just make a video. Take your camera, turn it around. And yes, this is a dog wearing sunglasses. Go out there and make a couple of funny videos, laugh about yourself, and have some fun with it. And you'll get better as it goes over time. Gentlemen, my computer is literally running out of power, so I do not have a lot of time here. But what would it be, very quickly, both of you? There's a company here that puts out like different places to go for different dog parks or to different, what is this thing? Anyways, to farmer markets or whatever else. What about reaching out to these folks, getting their content, putting into your podcast, into your your postcards, into your website, into your email campaigns? I mean, stand on the shoulders of the people who are already doing it, giving them the visibility while you get the content. Gentlemen, thoughts?
Yeah, it's a great idea, right? I mean, social media has given everybody a voice. That's all this is. So you have a megaphone at your fingertips with your cell phone in order to let people hear what you have going on and how much value you can provide. So the problem is the big companies like the Angie's Lists of the world and the Groupons, like they're just better at it than you. It doesn't mean you're totally lost. You don't need the mass market. You just need to be the Angie's List or the Groupon for your 2,000 person database. And it's game over. You could do $20 million a year with a 2,000 person database. Like that's all it is. The big brands have already made it. They've already established, already household names, but they're marketing to the masses. You need to just protect your database. And the way that you do that is to provide an insane amount of value.
So in the words of Matt Johnson, you would be micro famous.
That's right. Matt is a wise man. He's a wise fella. And he cleans a car really well too.
Well, yeah, with his rocks, that he loves to carry with him. But too bad he can't be here today because he is out getting more tattoos. As we all know, that guy loves to get his body tatted. Gentlemen, I got my cord so we can stick around for a little bit longer. We're at 41 minutes here right now. Let's go quick round table. Jake,
you got to come off.
I know people love my beautiful face
for a minute.
Oh well, I just like looking at Nick. I mean, that's just how I roll.
We've lost all of our live viewers.
It's actually not an accurate statement. Nick, shut the fuck up.
Well, I gotta give away $50,000 on this show yet today.
Right.
I know, motherfuckers. That's what I'm trying to do. So we're gonna do a quick roundtable, and then we're gonna start with you, or then we're gonna go to Jake. Then come to me. Give us your biggest takeaway in regards to getting in front of vendors, building a relationship, starting a marketing campaign together, and then being able to rely on each other to help grow each other's businesses. Nick, your first takeaway, and then Jake is going to give away $50,000 to whom? Craig McDaniel. I'll give you my routing number. Okay, here we go. Nick,
provide value, become the go-to person when anybody thinks about anything going on with their home, and document anything that you're doing. If you have a home and you're doing projects, document it, right? Not everybody's a handyman or whatever. Like, that's fine. The point of all this, and the point of the videos that we tell you to create and the content that we say to shoot, is just how you can easily create more conversations with the people that already know, like, and trust you. That's all this is about. So stalk your friends on Facebook, see what they're doing for home renovations, like step one. If anybody's reaching out and looking for people, even if they haven't asked you directly, post that shit online, right? Somebody's looking for a sprinkler guy, you got it. Somebody's looking for this, you got it. Build that vendor list. It's one of the best assets that you'll have as far as a calling card. Like, people want to say, oh, I need to hand out 50 business cards a day, like old school tactics. Well, what if you handed out 50 vendor referrals every single day to people who actually needed that? Don't you think that would spark some conversation? Like, hey, Nick is the guy who gave me this sprinkler guy, or whatever the case may be, right? It's just creating the conversation out of goodwill, not selfishness, not how much is your home worth. I can tell you because I want a commission because I'm a realtor, right? It's not about that. It's about being human and helping people, and it all comes back to you.
So, okay, I love that. And actually, I want to piggyback on that after Jake gives away $50,000. So, Jake, let's talk about $50,000, and I'll tell you how I screwed up on one of my last posts that I did on Instagram, which Nick is going to summarily smack me, which I could have totally leveraged better. So, Jake, 50 grand, where's it going?
Yeah. So, to the next 20 real estate agents, come on over to Clever Leads, get signed up for a startup plan. All right. And I'm going to build you a free advanced tracking website. And I'm going to go ahead and professionally edit a 30-second commercial that you guys can go ahead and utilize for OTT commercial advertising. You're also going to get put on my inner circle where we're going to go ahead and really get into the weeds on data-driven consumable videos that you should be shooting for your local area so you can become that hyper-local expert. So it's a $2,500 giveaway that I'm actually giving to the next 20 real estate agents that come over. Pick up a starter plan, and I'm going to go ahead and dress you for the party all the way around. But you have to use promo code Marketing Roundtable, REU Marketing Roundtable. So once you go ahead and get in, you're going to start getting a bunch of text messages from my team. You're going to say, hey, I saw this on the Real Estate Uncensored Marketing Roundtable, and we will dress you for the party. You're going to have a personalized one-on-one with me. We'll get to meet each other. I'm going to go ahead and drill down on exactly what you're doing, and my inner circle is super powerful, and I'm going to teach you all of the tricks and dress you for the success party, and we're going to get to work. The year's not over yet.
I love it, guys. Seriously, I have 2 of his tracking sites and multiple different landing pages. These things are like flies to honey. Phenomenal offer. I would definitely do it. Now I'm going to shame myself, Nick, in front of you and Jake, because I did a post the other day of me. Whoever's not looking at this, this is me showing everybody a photo of me on the roof of the house here with a view of San Francisco with an extended tree trimmer or branch trimmer. And it says, going to trim branches from the roof of the view, LOL, hope I don't fall. Now, wouldn't it been a better post of like, hey, I'm going to do this? Does anybody have a recommendation for a great gardener here in Noe Valley? I mean, wouldn't that be a better leverage point, Nick?
Yeah, just now you're creating content to get responses, right?
Jake is
you'd probably get more response if you had that first picture of you on the roof and then the second picture of the phone on the ground because you fell off the roof. You'd probably get a lot of reactions to that. But no, seriously, that's not funny. A lot of people have gotten hurt doing that. I wouldn't get on the roof if you paid me $1 million. Forget that shit. I actually got someone coming in to install an attic fan tomorrow because my big ass ain't getting on any roofs anytime soon. So, but yeah, again, you're documenting what you were doing and asking for, like, that's what social media is. That is the epitome of why social media was created, to create conversations around your daily life.
Dude, I got like 750 views on that damn thing. I have another photo, and this is another opportunity where you guys can school me on this. I have a photo of me and my dog. It says co-worker for the day, and it's he and I, at English, in a hammock. He's like doing a lick thing, and I just say co-worker. And this thing got 452 views, likes, and comments. And I'm sitting there going like, good God, it's me and a damn dog. But it's relatable, and how to leverage that is the most important thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to reach out to Nick Sackis. I want you to reach out to Jake Wolf. I want you guys to reach out to Gene Volpe. I want you guys to reach out to these incredible marketing minds that I hang out with. See how you can leverage your typical day. If you're going for a walk, if you're with your kids, if you're with your spouse, your significant other, if you're cleaning the house, if you're doing whatever, document it and make yourself human. And then take that and then leverage it with a local business opportunity and see where you guys can go that. So, ladies, we need to do a couple of things. First, I need to give Mr. Nick Sackis a big shout out. This is Amplified Marketing. Nick, give yourself a little plug so everybody knows where to find you.
Yeah, if you want to join our Facebook group, it's search for Real Estate is a Joke. Have a lot of fun in there. If you would like to go from average Joe to local pro, which I think is my new tagline, I'm still testing it out, I'm not sure. I feel pretty good about it. Go to Get Amplified Marketing and book a call with me. I help people go from basically non-existent to omnipresent through paid advertising. We also have a coaching program where if you don't want everything completely done for you, you just want to learn the ropes. We have a coaching program where I hold you extremely accountable. And yes, we do video on a consistent basis. I know, but you need it and you know it too. Go to getamplifiedmarketing.com and book a call.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So guys, go there if you want to learn what Nick is doing. Jake, you are doing something incredible over there. I believe you have created something like a trucking company or something like that. Not sure.
Yeah. Our vendors are able to go ahead and provide opportunities where you give thousands and thousands of dollars as a compelling offer back to your prospective customers and absolutely crush the competition. So yeah, come on over to Clever Leads. We've got all the cool stuff, video, graphics, CRM Pro. Plus, we're putting together a very powerful content dissemination that's very data driven. We help you build your email lists. We've got virtual assistants if your company needs it. One-stop shop. Come on over. And we teach people in the inner circle how to go ahead and actually rock the house. But you need the right tools and the process and the thought process to go ahead and get out there.
I love it, guys. I love it. Look, guys, we're all used to being a small pack running around trying to do our business. We're going to make you guys a large pack out there when it comes to getting deals. Man, we are hiring people for our EXP team. If you guys like to hear more about that, please come over and give me a call. Love to have a conversation with you. But until then, we love you to pieces. But Nick and Jake, before we go, we have a very important thing to do here. And that would be putting colors on the bow for the show. So, Nick, what's your color for the bow?
Got it. I had to look this up just now, but Angie's List logo is orange. So I'm going Angie List orange because you need to be the Angie's List for all of your database.
Okay, Angie List orange. What's your color?
Oh my God. Yeah. Gino would be laughing his ass off right now. You know what? I'm going to go with ocean blue because there's nothing like catching the right wave for your business.
Hey-o.
Oh, snap. Gentlemen, I love this. This is great content. All right, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and listening to the show. We appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. Without you, we could not do this show. So put what you've heard today into action. Go out there and make some money, have some fun. Contact Nick, contact Jake. Gonna get that ball rolling in your business. But I want to just also say we're also going to put a Angie's List orange and an ocean blue bow on this show. We love you. We appreciate you. And until next time, peace out, ninjas. We gone.